Welcome to the Cover 3 show. And now, here's your hosts, Shay, Mike, and Mitch. Only on WSJU Radio.
That's right, I'm in it. I'm in it. That's right. That's right, I'm in it.
Welcome back. It's 1:33, and you're listening to Cover 3 WSJU. Make sure to call in at 718-990-3SJU. That's 718-990-3758. We got Atticus on the board if you want to tweet us at Cover 3. And here is James, Mike, and Atticus.
Sounds good. Good catch there. Welcome back. So, Shay, you had a big moment yesterday. Preview us into this next part of our show. It was pretty cool yesterday, the scene at Carnesecca.
Yeah, for you listeners out there who didn't know, yesterday was Media Day. It was sort of like a St. John's basketball team's press conference, men and women's, where the St. John's basketball players, they had their own booth. You go get to interview them. Steve Lavin had his press conference before that, but I went to interview a couple of the players, and I got some good feedback out of them.
Some good feedback.
Very nice, very nice.
So, Shay, before we kind of dive into kind of some of the sound bites you were able to record yesterday, what were some of the thoughts that you heard, kind of Steve Lavin, even Joe Tortomella in his second year coming back for the women's program, kind of discuss with like expectations and what's new about this team?
Well, honestly, I came to the Media Day late. I was just coming off of class.
Oh, okay. You missed the buffet?
I had a little of the buffet. But
and by a little, you mean like the lettuce or like what?
I had some of the pasta.
Okay, all right.
But I was hearing little Steve Lavin, and just seeing this is a different team. I was seeing like Steve Lavin interacting with D'Angelo Harrison, all smiles, all confident, and this just looks like a different team this year.
I got to sit down with D'Lo and discuss why he thinks and why the fans should believe this year is different compared to last year. Because in a way, he let the whole program down. To get suspended and embarrassed like that in front of your home fans, it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
But this offseason, he made it known, and he very cordially and candidly explained, and he seems very calm, like a new man. He understands kind of his place and also what he's capable of and the etiquette that comes with it. And he explained, I got some management on that, worked hard with, ex-NBA coaches in the offseason back in Texas, and things kind of came together for him. And Jakar Sampson confirmed as much. He's like, we have more of a leadership presence. And I think that just comes like anybody gets frustrated when it comes to losing. Look at the Giants. So I feel with the increase in depth, they got a better front court now. They had some new guys who couldn't play last year. I think that they're stacked up. We're at 3 deep at every position. They're in a better position to win and make some noise in their conference and maybe get to the NCAA tournament in March.
We've also noticed that Rashid Jordan didn't show up to the Media Day.
That's something, in my experience so far in this thing they call like journalism and broadcasting, usually it's the players or people who are getting interviewed by the media that get media training. Yeah. And that's not uncommon to see, Jordan, it's all a lot at once. It's a lot of expectations for the first time in years.
I agree. I think that was a good tactic they did.
Yeah, but he has some statements out there. I think there was one, I don't know if you read the statement, that was really revealing how he says when he distributes the ball and passes it, the speed that he could send it in, like maybe kicking the ball out from the perimeter while driving in the paint, the speed of the game is different. And he clearly realized that in practice now against friendly competition. Wait till he gets to the real show, to the Big East, the new one now.
Yeah.
That's something I realized.
So yeah, like when I was interviewing them, I was talking to Jakar Sampson about the Big East, and he had some good things to say about it. New Big East.
That's right, yeah, that is a new Big East format. So that's something else to keep in mind. But here's Jakar Sampson on the new Big East.
But we still got Syracuse on the schedule, but I'm going to miss playing teams like Louisville, Pitt, like teams like that. Those were some fun games.
That was it, correct?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. He kind of explains he's going to miss playing those teams, but style is still going to be this. Still going to be tough.
Well, actually, I'm thinking about it. That was actually when I asked them about the old Big East teams. Mm-hmm. I had the new Big East, too, where he said something about playing the new teams.
Let's check it out.
About the Catholic 7.
I like it because we had teams in like Xavier, which is close to home, so I don't mind going home for a game, have my family come see me. But Xavier, we added some good teams like Xavier, Butler, Creighton is a good team right now. I don't mind it. I like it.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you got people coming in. Everybody loves going home to play a game. Like, CC Sabathia, he goes to Oakland, pitches in Oakland for the Yankees. Everybody likes going home to play the game, have all their friends from high school come on out, have their parents, their families come on out and watch him play in, Division I Big East basketball games. I'm sure he's going to be, very motivated to perform to the best of his abilities when he's down in Xavier and things like that. And plus, it's good to hear that these players are looking forward to the new schedules and the new games that they're going to be playing.
And picking up on Sampson, I was talking about how he finished the season really strong. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to know, how did he finish? How did he work in the offseason to improve his game?
I feel like, just knowing what to expect in the Big East, just mentally I improved. And physically, I've just been working on my, my three-point shot. Because that's something I didn't have this year, but I've been working on my three-point shot and just get better there.
That's a good point there. I mean, you get more of a perimeter game. He seemed like he had a good jump shot, better ability to, penetrate the paint. And, he'll be a big part of the team. I wonder how he'll be affected because, he was the Big East Player of the Year last year. And some people said, hey, maybe you want to go pro. I mean, but he really want to stick around for one more year. So that's interesting to see that he's kind of expanding his game because St. John's was last in the Big East, one of the worst teams in the country when it came to shooting the three.
Yeah, I liked how we realized his three-point shot was the thing to improve. St. John's last year, they were pretty narrow in their offense. They always had they always had to ask for Virgil to bail them out by stretching out the floor.
Right.
So if you have Jakar Sampson spreading out to the three, that's going to give more problems for defenses, as well as Orlando Sanchez, Obekba, and God's Gift inside.
And they're also going to bring Max Hooper into the fold. He was a guy who had to sit out last year and is now able to compete with the team. And I think he went off for Europe for 10 for 11 from three.
Yeah, he's like a specialist three-point shooter, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's off the bench, so it's gonna be good to see. Hopefully, St. John's could collectively get better with shooting threes this year.
And another guy that kind of made waves last year was the reigning block champion, Chris Obekba.
Mike Oblakba.
Yeah, his name is Oblakba. So I asked him, what is he going to do to improve his other sides of the game as an offense?
Coaches, show up and having space in front of the basket and stuff. Free throws, it's coming good. Lots of block shots.
Now, I heard Chris say yesterday when I interviewed him for WRED TV that he said he wanted to repeat being the block champion, but also make a run at being the defensive player of the year. Do you think he's capable of something like that? That was his personal goals and aspirations.
I mean, I think he's very capable, and he already won the block champion of the year. He had the block, yeah. So he already has that, and so it's only natural for him to want to go even farther and saying, hey, I want to be the best defensive player the Big East has seen.
The country.
The country has seen. I apologize.
The country's got it.
Watching him from last season, he was averaging 4 blocks a game, but he had mental lapses. He had a lot of goaltending because he was always looking for the block. There's also you can just put your hands up, but he was always looking for the big play. He was always looking for the block. So it's if he wants to be Defensive Player of the Year, he has to limit on his fouls, limit on his goaltending, and play consistent interior defense. Now,
you guys both went to the media day yesterday. I didn't attend. I couldn't. But you know how Dante Whitner has changed his name to Dante Hittner? And yeah. Chad Ochocinco, from formerly Chad Johnson, and actually formerly Chad Ochocinco, we changed it back. Did any of you guys think of asking Chris Obekba if he was going to formally change his name to Chris Oblakba? Nobody thought of that? Why not? Why not?
Actually, you know what? That would have been a good question. Maybe I'll ask him off the side one time when we see him next. But I don't take Chris as that kind of guy. But he could. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Just a little fun question for him.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. What is your prediction and for the coming season? We're gonna have maybe one of the best backcourts in the country. When Jamal Branch, who's like a wizard at passing the ball, is only getting better. Harrison, who could be Big East Player of the Year. And also, too, you bring in Rasheed Jordan, who, while he's still got a lot of room to grow, Steve Lavin and everybody was like, he's the player to watch out for. He can only get better. I've heard he's working on his toughness because he's got that natural scoring ability, but building size and getting acclimated to the level of play, you saw the first couple years with this team, it takes some time getting adjusted to. I think guard-wise, they're as good as they come. And the front court's getting really deep with the new additions. Speaking of expectations, I actually had a question from D'Angelo Harrison, and he gave his version of the expectations. Elaborate while I find it. Well, quote, D'Angelo Harrison said that I asked him about does he have to work as hard offensively as he did last year? Because, last year there were at times where D'Angelo Harrison has to bail out for his team to score 20 points. So here's what he had to say.
We've been through almost everything. With dealing with basketball, we went from 6 players to now we have basically an all-star lineup. We've been together since day one, so they're my day one guys. I love them to death. We grew up. It's weird. Phil talks more than he's ever talked before. Dom's gonna be Dom. Gift is gonna be Gift. So just having those guys still here, means a lot for me.
And to follow up, that's when I asked him about how playing with the juniors since Phil Green, Sir Dominique Pointer, and Mo Harkless, even though he's with the Magic now, how growing up, how did he improve since his freshman year? How did he mature mentally? And what's his expectations for the season? Kind of like a new role? Yeah. All right, we'll check it out.
I don't have to, take a whole bunch of crazy shots. Can't load up on my side anymore, stuff like that, little stuff like that. Because anybody can give you 20, 40, however, So Orlando, Jakar, Phil, Jamal, Max can even give you like light 25. You won't even shooter. Know it. Yeah, so he's definitely, being on his team, it's just a blessing. And, I'm not going to have to expend so much energy on offense. I'm going to be able to expend so much energy on other things, rebounding, playing defense, blocking shots.
Yeah, lockdown man.
Lockdown. I got to be the lockdown guy this year.
Now, that's all great to hear from D'Angelo Harrison, and of course the men's basketball team has a lot of expectations, especially with all the, hype coming in. They have the reigning block champion in the country. They have the reigning Big East Rookie of the Year. But now let's give some love to the ladies, right?
And
they went. They had a pretty good successful season last year. They went to the NCAA tournament. So, what are we going to hear right now, Shay?
So, I came to Breonna Brown, and she's getting a bigger expectation this year because she's going to be she's a senior. She's going to be the team leader for the upcoming season. Nadira McKenniff and Shanika Smith left. So, I asked her, what is it like being a senior and being the leader of the team?
I think my role has definitely got bigger. I mean, me being a senior, I have to definitely fill in. As a captain, as a senior, I have to be a leader to my team. I have to always be an example, a good example for the younger players and whoever on our team. And so with Nadira gone, I mean, she was that leader for us last year. 2 years later, I looked up to her as you always okay, what do I do? And you kind of look to your right, what do I do now? So and she kind of tells you now I'm kind of in that position.
Now they're looking
at me. Yeah. So I have to be the one that they look to and be able to give them an answer back. So I'm ready for that.
That was a good point. Breonna Brown, she's a very cerebral player. She's skilled from outside, was really knocking down some trays last year. Just made President's Society. Maybe people don't know that.
Good for her.
Yeah, she comes across to me as a real leader. I like the way she holds down the game.
Yeah, I enjoyed talking to her. Before our interview, we were comparing about phones. She was just a really cool person to talk to. I enjoyed my interview.
And it was good of you to, go to the females, because I'm sure, all the guys were packed, because I don't think it's any secret that men's basketball is, more desirable to watch than female basketball. But, I mean, it was great that you went to the women's side.
They deserve it.
They do deserve it. They had a great season last year, and they're looking for more this year.